Good evening, friends. In today's show, we speak about how political students' wings in different universities in India work like goons, and the most prominent incident happened in Kerala recently. The shocking case of a death of a student called J.S. Siddarth, very similar to that of Sushant Singh Rajput's death, where the political youth wing in the college where he was studying, they say have a hand. And this happened in Wayanad. So let me tell you about the incident in detail. Now, 20-year-old J.S. Siddarth was a second year a Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry in Wayanad. And if you go to this college, you'll find posters of Che Guevara and images of old monk rum bottles adorn the walls on the first floor of the men's hostel in this college. It was in the inner courtyard of this hostel that members of the Students' Federation of India, SFI, allegedly held a trial of the 20-year-old Siddarth, a second-year student, during which he was also allegedly tortured. But the way it was reported was that on February 18th, Siddarth was found hanging in the hostel. The suspected suicide had rocked the state and created a political firestorm. This young student was reported to have allegedly committed suicide after being tortured and harassed by his seniors at the veterinary college in Wayanad. On February 15th, Siddarth had left the campus to spend the next couple of days at his home in Thiruvananthapuram. However, according to the source, he had to cut his journey short when he received a call from a student. A call came asking him to return to the campus a few days before his death, which seems like a part of a criminal conspiracy done by the SFI. There were altercations between Siddarth and others after he got back to the campus on February 16th. Later, the gang took him to the top of a hill near the hostel for further questioning. The brutal assault took place later at the inner courtyard of the hostel, and in another room he was stripped in front of others, including the juniors. He was also thrashed with a belt, the college source said. His post-mortem report said findings were consistent with death due to hanging. It also said that Siddarth had sustained multiple blunt injuries, including tramline contusion of 2-3 days on the body, suggestive of assault. Now, tramline contusion occurs when the skin is struck by a rod or a rectangular sectioned object. The parents expressed their dissatisfaction with the police investigation. They have accused the police of being under pressure from the higher-ups to cover up the facts that let the main culprits go scot-free. While seeking custody of the arrested, the police told a local court that of the 18 accused, all except one had tortured Siddarth. The police, who had faced criticism for not invoking appropriate charges against the 18 accused persons arrested in the case, have now charged all of them with criminal conspiracy. The police will also question the non-teaching staff who were present at the college hostel on February 15th, 16th and 17th, when the 20-year-old was assaulted in public view and later made to starve in the hostel for 2 days. The investigation officer also said that the call made to Siddarth while he was going home asked him to return to the college a few days before his death, and it was a part of a criminal conspiracy. The SFI, which stands for the Students' Federation of India, which is an Indian left-wing student organization, their leader's response was that it was a mistake. Its mistake was its attempt to escape. The statement of bowing down is by knowing that the public is against them. The case should be filed for murder and not for abetment to suicide, said Jai Prakash, father of J.S. Siddarth, to the media. Meanwhile, all 130 students who were present at the hostel when Siddarth was subjected to a mock trial have been handed a 1-week suspension for their failure to report the brutal attack against a student to the authorities concerned. The police have identified the 18 students as accused in the case, with charges framed under IPC sections related to abetment of suicide, wrongful restraint and voluntary causing hurt by dangerous weapons or means, as well as sections of the Kerala Prohibition of Ragging Act. With the arrest of 7 people on Saturday, people have been now nabbed all 18 accused in the case. Meanwhile, the CPIM Wayanad leadership has termed the allegations that the party was trying to protect the accused as baseless and misleading. CPIM leaders rejected allegations that they visited the magistrate of Calcutta court at his residence to lobby for the accused persons. Why will I visit the magistrate at his residence on Saturday when even the probe team didn't take the accused persons there? The accused have been produced before the magistrate at his chamber in the court. However, I was on the court premise at that time. I won't deny that, said Siddarth, CPIM State Committee member. Since the death, the campus has remained tense, with several protests having been taken out by student organizations associated with Congress and BJP. The Kerala Students' Union, a student wing of the Congress in Kerala, has launched an indefinite agitation at the campus. The incident has put a spotlight in the college where the SFI is alleged to be running a parallel court to deal with complaints of students. The men's hostel has 130 residents, all students in second year and above. First year, both boys and girls are housed outside the campus due to lack of space in the hostels. A member of the college anti-ragging committee said what happened to Siddarth was not ragging but a mob trial. The victim, a second year student, and a few of the accused are his own classmates. Others are seniors. Half of this academic year has elapsed and there is no question of ragging at this stage. What happened at the campus is a mob trial, an attack, he said. A faculty member echoed these views, saying one cannot expect ragging at this stage. This is a public trial, an attack by a gang involving SFI. SFI State President PM Arsho said the organization had sacked 4 of its members who were arrested in connection with the case. There is a deliberate attempt to give political color to issues among students. We do not give any protection to activists involved in such unfortunate incidents. A detailed probe should be held into the suicide of the student and all accused persons should be brought to book, he said. According to students, the SFI unit in the college has been taking up issues between students and pronouncing decisions. All issues between the students reach the SFI unit where they take decisions. Nobody should question or oppose these decisions. It's somewhat like a khap panchayat. Siddarth's family has alleged that he was put on trial and tortured because he danced with the senior woman student at the college on Valentine's Day. A day after his death, the college got a complaint in which allegations were made about Siddarth's conduct on Valentine's Day. However, the timing of the complaint coming after his death has raised questions about the motive behind it, and police have dismissed it. Now, Sub-Divisional Police Officer in Calcutta, T.N. Sanjeev, who is heading the investigation, said there was no such incident as described in the complaint on Valentine's Day. From the versions of the accused, we understand that a girl student of the college had on Valentine's Day told her colleague about an old incident involving Siddarth. The friend then broached the matter with other students, leading to the intervention of the accused, leaders of the SFI unit of the college. He said such a complaint had not reached any authorities, including the police, before Siddarth's death. A source privy to the statements given by the students regarding the incidents that culminated in his death said the accused had summoned him to the campus with a clear plan to torture. That is from February 16th till 2 a.m. the next day. He was kicked, he was slapped and beaten with a belt and a cable. They also said that the acts of the accused would have left Siddarth feeling that he had no option but death. The post-mortem report was found that Siddarth's stomach was empty at the time of death. A source said we came to know that classmates had asked him to eat, but he had refused. He was dejected over the trial, the torture, and the humiliations he was put through in front of other students. He did not attend phone calls from his family. At the same time, the gang of assailants had kept a close tab on him and had put students to observe him. After his death, the police registered an FIR for unnatural death based on statements of a classmate who said he hung himself due to mental woes. There are no doubts about his death. He hanged himself. It was when the post-mortem report showed that he had suffered several injuries before he died due to hanging that the police added multiple charges to the FIR and booked the accused. As the fallout of the incident snowballed in Kerala, Governor Arif Mohammed Khan on Saturday suspended the Vice Chancellor of the Kerala Veterinary and Animal Sciences University, under which the Wayanad College comes. And this person was aware of what happened and had kept quiet. Some of the students who were interviewed by the Kerala channel said that it was a well-planned murder. The wounds on his chest, shoulder and neck shows that he was hung. And when they asked him to return, they were prepared to torture him and kept all the things they needed for the torture close by, like the belt. They took him to several places and tried to hide all the proof. Murder was pre-planned, his muscles were damaged. These were some of the points they were mentioning. 3 days he was not given food or water, and in the end they killed and hung him and said it was a suicide. But it was not possible for him to climb so high, as there was only a small bucket in the room. PM said there was no water or food in his system, the post-mortem report. No water or food in his system, or no urine. They said in the charge, and the charge should be changed from 306 to 302. It seems all the students were threatened not to tell anyone of what happened. So here, friends, you will see that all these are reports being given by only a few students who are brave enough to talk, because the others were threatened by the SFI, the SFI members, not to speak to anybody, to keep all this hidden. So, friends, why I have taken this issue up is because it has become such a boiling topic in Kerala, and others all around India and the world need to know how universities are being run, where you have political, groups like this, and why it's very important that some sort of a rule should be put where university students do only study and learn to mold themselves and not get involved in political activities. Thank you. Good evening.